Hello, hello. It's RocksAlot. Happy New Year, and we've got a few different things on today. So eBay. Well, I'll tell you guys about it later. Um, but for right now, it's a new year. Really looking forward to it. I haven't put my expectations up too high. I would be happy if I made $100 on YouTube. That is my only goal. I think that's a single payment, and that can happen next week. That can happen next year. Um, Hi there, welcome in. And so things are a little bit different, and really they're not, because I'm just going to be doing the same stuff coming on Thursdays and on Sundays, a little after lunch on Sundays, and around tea time this time on Thursdays. And we're just going to continue with the same schedule. And then I put out some shorts during the week. I do have a small video that I did. Welcome in. Thanks for popping in. I do have a small video coming up. Hopefully I'll get it done this weekend and put it up next week. I did do a little maintenance on the Genie and the pump. I know Don's done a few videos before. That's Don Dupuy over at Diamond Pacific. And I was in there, and I am not a professional at it, so I wanted to show how easy or difficult that it can be. And it wasn't too hard, and hopefully, as you'll see later, the knocking from the pump has stopped. It may come right back. So, hi Deborah, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. And thanks for coming in today to say hi, and Happy New Year to you as well. I hope it's a really good one. For me, I think my goals on YouTube are maybe to get to 1,500 or 2,000. It doesn't really matter. I'm at the monetization level, which is just flabbergasting, really. So I don't know how eBay is going to do that, or how that's going to affect lives and stuff like that. But as we go along, if I don't like what I'm seeing, or the people in here don't like what they're seeing, then we'll change it. Because I really don't know how to do that. I haven't spoken to anybody about it. I haven't looked for any advice on it yet. And we're just going to kind of wing it a little bit. So yeah, just back to the same stuff that we have been doing. I do have a couple of pieces. These came from actually Aaron Small. If you go over to his channel, he did have some content up. I don't know if it's still there, or he's just starting off a new year. I did slice these up a little. I'm not sure where it is. It could... I don't think it's copalite. But it's got some nice browns and some really nice greens in there. And I thought we'd slice a little piece of that. So let's just call it Jasper for right now, but I'm really not sure. It could be some type of Veracite. So yeah, that was exciting over the Christmas time and coming up to the new year. YouTube monetized me, and so they put in, I guess, gifts and stuff like that, or super chats and stuff like that. Hi Karen, thank you. Hi Ryan, how you doing today? Happy New Year to you both. Actually, Happy New Year to all 28 that I can see right now. So, hey Batty, welcome in. And yeah, so we're just going to do a few things. Going to do a piece of this. I did go outside and slice stuff this. This was a piece of Kingman. I didn't like the back, so I actually did a pretty good slice on this. And I think we're going to bring that one down and see what we've got in there. So that'll be a good one. I also brought out some... This is actually Australian turquoise. I was looking at the bag. So Miss Wendy from Wolf Walker Collectibles had asked maybe for a piece of turquoise, maybe blues, and I thought this might be a good piece to do for her. Maybe she could put that in a piece of jewelry for us. So that would be neat. Hey Karen. So that's two Karens, sorry. How do you say that? Dianidomania? Miano? Dianidominiano. Hi, Diane. Chad, welcome in. It does happen. Depends where they come from. I actually, you know what? It's funny you say that because I did slow down on the shrimp, just because of that. So anyway, that's some Australian. Let me show some other pieces that I have of that Australian because I got it out. I think I got this back in, let's see, there you go, August of 24. All right, Danny, welcome. And the prices have gone up a lot. Don't know why, but I was looking at the same site today. So this is all Australian. Really nice webbing in it. It is stabilized. Like you can see on this one, it's a very clear stabilization, but you can see right there. You see that bit right there, which will come off when you cut it. So I think back in the day we used to use iodine a lot more than we do today. I don't know if any of you have it in your medicine cabinet, but I remember, maybe it's because I had so many brothers, but we had quite a big bottle of iodine in the cabinet, and that would take care of our scrapes and cuts when we come in from the woods and stuff. So, but you don't really see it that much anymore. Welcome in, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you for popping in. So yeah, just going over what I'm going to do today. Hopefully the machine's doing better than the last time. And I do have another piece of Kingman right here. So 2 different pieces of Kingman. Same mine, completely different look. And this one actually had quite a bit of metal into it. If you can see the polish that came off the saw. So we'll do this one at the end because it's going to blacken up the waters as such. Well, I guess it works the same way. I don't know, but good antibiotic. So this one you can kind of see how quartzy it is too. So it is Kingman, not the top quality Kingman. It's kind of neat. It's got those little quartz pockets coming in here, and then your hematite, and even I think and a little bit of pyrite speckled in there. So I have been told, I haven't seen a piece myself, that not only can you get the copper and pyrite and hematite in turquoise, but you can also get silver and gold. I may have had a piece, but didn't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to work on today. So what should we start with? I think we're going to let's start with the Australian. Let's come back down a little bit so you can see. Gonna come over here to the wheels. I work on a Diamond Pacific Genie. She's been really good to me. That's sort of my only other, I think, monetary goal of the year is maybe by the end of the year, some of my stone cutting, and who knows, maybe my YouTube can help me purchase a new Genie. Because I still have a lot of accessories to the Genie, so I don't see a point in changing the machine unless it's a financial one. Because a Genie you're looking at probably about $2,400 to $2,600 right now, whereas a King Cab is around $1,600, I think. But I like that the water's contained. So what are the other things I wanted to show you guys? So, my favorite Christmas present. Get this up real quick. So, just to show you guys, silver still at 71. We'll see what happens tonight. That should be interesting. And let's have a look. A few things I wanted to show you guys. This was my favorite Christmas present. It came from Miss Frecklecat. And let's turn this one off for a second. She made me an apron. She didn't just buy it, she actually made it. And You too, Leonore. I swear I need to come down there and fish that little pond. So yeah, just a few little things that I say during my lives. These little sayings, or whatever you want to call them, they weren't sort of made prior to me coming onto YouTube. They literally just started up while I was doing lives and making videos. So one of them was start slowly, do the wiggle waggle. The wiggle waggle is a certain way that we make a move on the wheel. And then my favorite one that was really just came out of nowhere was, in the meantime, take care of each other, and most of all, take care of yourself. And of course, cheers. But yeah, pretty cool. I should have my apron on because it's kind of chilly out here. What else have we got? That's the basketball games, and this one's a pretty big one. How about that? That's huge. So, was not in my goals last year. My goal last year was to go from 87 subscribers to triple that. I wanted to get to 261. And that was my only goal, and somehow we've ended up here. I'm really dumbfounded. And I'm just glad everybody could come along and see what we're doing over here. I would be out here anyway, cutting and rolling some rocks. And it makes me super happy that you guys come along and watch and make little comments and support me. And it is truly, truly appreciated. All right, before I get too soppy, let's see how the machine's doing today. Hopefully, it's come out of the little knocking. We'll see if it works so much. Let's give it a go. It's still knocking a tiny bit in there, but not like it was. So we'll see how long it lasts. Now, it's just gonna knock. That's all I can do about it. I went through the whole thing, and it's still making that noise. So, welcome in, everybody. So, Australian turquoise. I'm trying to make a decent shape on this one. I think it's kind of there. Maybe a long oval. Hey, Mara. Dusty, welcome in. I was listening to Dave the other day. He was saying about how rich you've become because of the silver price. And you weighed down by about 4 kilos. I thought that was funny. Wow, that water's cold. All right, I'm just going to dig into this one. I think I like this side maybe better. I'm just going to dig into it. They're fairly hard, so let's move over to this one. I got an 80 grit, 220, and then 280. A bit noisier. And Miss Crackle Cat is around here somewhere. Hi there, welcome in. Appreciate that comment the other day in the short. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. MJ, welcome in. So yeah, like I was just saying, I guess I got monetized over Christmas. So it looks like YouTube have already put on the super chats, gifts, and something else. I forget what else they put up there. But really, just having you guys here, subscribing, and hitting that thumbs up is super helpful. just going to cut some rocks. We need a little bit of extra light on here. Okay. There we go. Hey, you can do it. How are you? Betty, welcome in. Betty, welcome. Like, nobody knows Betty. Head over to her channel. She just hit 500 subscribers. And I love all the little projects that she does. They're a little different than the rest of us. She may be a little different than the rest of us. I'm a little different than the rest of us. Wow, Minty, thank you. You are the first. So thank you so much. Please give that a like, everybody. That's true. I've got, you're a mix between a lapidarist and a crafter, and a jeweler and a lapidarist. It's and a rock count. It's really cool. Between me and Miss Frecklecrat, we kind of cover the same ground, if that makes any sense. She is the project maker, and I cut the rocks. But she's able to do a lot of it for school as well, which is neat. So that's about right. Yeah, perfect. A serial hobbyist. Me, I'm a serial project maker my whole life, and I'm finally getting around to doing some of them. How about that? So I've got one I want to do that I want to kind of bring everybody along for it. I don't need to say what kind of work I do, but I do help the planet, and I am into recycling and upcycling and trying to produce as little trash as I can. I'm not, I'm not perfect, but we definitely try to reuse everything to make a little bit of a difference. But one of the things I bought, how long ago is it? It's got to be 4 years ago. I bought an old elevator panel because of all the switches that were in it. It has about, I don't know, maybe half a gram of silver for each button, and it's still sitting out in the yard. But my guess is it's probably got about, I guessed at the time, about 10 ounces of silver. Hi Dana, welcome, thank you. Hi Tanya, welcome in, thank you. Minty, thank you so much for that first super chat. You just made me official, Minty. Do you know that? You just made me official. Thank you so much. And there's another. So Minty's channel, please go out and check her out. She does a lot of great stuff. She's out in Arizona. And we've also got Tanya here in the chat. So My Jewelry Addiction. Her and Doug over in California. Okay, it's sort of getting a shape. I don't want it to turn into a giant tic-tac. So, I don't know. I might leave it. What? Thank you. It's like Christmas. Thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Ivor, welcome in. So yeah, there's an elevator panel in my backyard. And with the prices of silver, I think it's probably worth doing maybe a live. Maybe we'll do it live. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Yeah, maybe we'll do it live and chop the elevator panel up. I don't know. That's something different. Or maybe I'll just do it as a video. So the video I do have coming out this week is to do with the genie. So I worked on an older diamond specific genie, and making a little bit of knocking in the pump. So I went and cleaned the pump, got all the oil out, took all the wheels off, just little things things to know when you're working on machines, or if you have your own machine, or if you're planning on getting a machine. So I thought I'd do a quick, it's like I don't know, maybe a 20-30 minute video on how to maintain your air pump. It does sound a lot better today. Last week we had a couple of times that it jumped out and stopped working altogether. So this is sort of its first trial. Alright. So I just went around roughly taking off about a 45-degree angle. Really roughly. Let me do that again. Going to clean that up now on the 220 here. It's a beautiful day here. A little chilly, and I imagine it's a lot colder everywhere else. So I do count my blessings for living in the semi-tropics. Hey Gabrielle, welcome in. So yeah, some of you in the chat know Wendy, and I'm gonna see if she likes this one or not. If not, I've got a couple of other cabs. She saw the Blue Moon cab, but it was a little too matrixy for her taste, and this one's a little bit bluer, just not quite as bright blue. And it's from Australia. So, alright, I gotta start looking at my facets here. Alright, let me take a real close look. So it's funny, I don't know if I'm getting used to it yet, but cutting through the phone, I've spent most of this year cutting over the phone and somewhat through the phone. And it's it's sort of a little difficult to be looking at the screen and not the live wheel. But yeah, so Tanya's here, my jewelry addiction. Dog out there is Raven's Chest. We got Minty on here. Please check her channel out. And Rock Betty is here as well. So please go over to those channels and subscribe. Especially, so Rock Betty is a serial hobbyist, self-proclaimed. But she's been doing a lot of fun stuff sort of in the house, I guess, because it's a little cold out. And also, her furry friend is, I think he's getting better, but he's been told to stay home for a little while he gets fixed. So Pedro, welcome in. Wow, I got some raccoons with rabies, but no, I understand what you mean. I love rubies, but for me, I don't know if I'm good enough to tell the difference between heated and unheated, glass-filled and not glass-filled. I was following a mining company in Mozambique for a while. That is the new spot for the probably top rubies in the world right now. But they are also politically unsettled, which is not the best for the local people. That's great, Tanya. I'm surprised. Maybe you didn't know it because we're in different tastes of things. She does some awesome lapidary work, Tanya. And she has, I think it's a 10-inch saw that I'm extremely jealous of. But she cuts rocks. She's been doing some really neat frogs that she's been doing, and some memorizing sort of opal style, I shall say. I forget what you used for that. Alright. Welcome in, everybody. So do I change the shape or do we keep it? We could do that a little bit, do that a little bit. I think it's okay. It's a little stubby. For my liking, anyway. Bring that up. Let's bring that up. Bring that up just a little bit. I don't like stubby stones, I guess. I didn't know that. I've also been watching a lot of people over in the UK lately. They tend to go around the areas that I went as a child. So it's kind of neat to go on those similar walks with them. Most of them do fossil hunting around Lyme Regis and Yorkshire and Lancashire and stuff. I did not. I could put it on here, but this is such an old machine. I'm afraid to. Afraid to put the stones on it that I want to put on it, because I want to cut agates and petrified and stuff. And really, the Genie one is just a trim saw, which would be really useful. Right now, I literally use like a 4.5-inch tile saw from Harbor Freight, and I think I got a 7-inch one as well. I put really good blades on them. Well, I put cheap ones on the small one, and I also have a new sintered blade for that one. But really, I want like a 10-inch. But if I wanted to cut some big stones, I could. But I think my next investment needs to be. I did, Tanya. I don't know if you remember. So, my family are in Yorkshire and Lancashire. So, I know I think you came over when you were really young. But my dad and my aunts and uncles and my grandparents were all miners. My grandmother was a magistrate eventually, but they were all in mining country, coal country, tin mines, but mostly coal. So Accrington, Burnley, around the Ribble River. Yeah, and I used to go. So over here it's just blueberry picking. Over there they call it wimberry picking in the north of England. And you go pick wimberries up in the hills. And those hills are in witches country. So if we have any Wiccans out there, you look up Pendle Hill. And Pendle Hill was where they sort of had the big witch hunts back in the day. I mean, over here at Salem, but I don't know if people know the witch hunting was all over Europe. It wasn't just England and northern United States. And maybe that's why I can work stones fairly well. I don't think so, but yeah, I think you both might be on the list. I don't know, so I think maybe the witches of today's could be bartending or bartenders, people that make concoctions. They're moving over to the 280 jet. This is a pretty new wheel, so it takes off about as much as that last wheel, just does it a little smoother. And it's soft. The wheel underneath the outside of the wheel is like a soft or a hard sponge. So it helps take out the facets really well. And also helps it round a little bit better. Thank you, Minty. Yeah, I mean, it's Australian. It actually, I bought it from a company in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I forget the name of the company. Global Studio, maybe. I would say 80% of what, no, better than that. 90%, maybe a little higher, of what I've purchased from them has been really good. And I mean every piece that I've purchased from them, so. Not every piece in a lot is going to be perfect or necessarily easy to work with. Hey, North Star. Happy New Year to you. I said, I got your piece stenciled out, like officially stenciled out. Now I need to decide which side I want to tab up and round off. And I would do it live, but I want to dedicate I want to dedicate myself to the cut itself. It has to be done just pretty much perfectly to get into that setting that you have. I may video it and put it up, depending on how successful I am. But maybe that's why I don't want to do it live. Alright. Oops. Trying to decide. Do we bring it in? Pretty nice colors, even with the white in it. It's pretty neat. Almost like a... Hey, Alva. Or is it? Yeah. Welcome in. It's Australian. I have some nice pieces of this. What did I do with the box? The box. Well, I had some really nice Australian. What did I do with it? And it's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So, I've cut a couple pieces of this before. I want to show you. I got some other pieces. This one I wanted to show to Wendy just to see if this is enough blue for her. But they've got some really nice pieces of this. Let's have a look. It is stabilized. Beautiful stuff. Nice thick pieces. I don't know if they have any of it left. It's been since August of 24 since I bought this, and I think I'm going to leave it pretty much there on this one, and we're going to start a different one. Let me just round off this edge. The turtle's a really good height. Gonna take that sharpness off that corner. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you all for joining, actually. Hope everybody's ready for the new year. Always be prepared for the unexpected, or expect the unexpected. But I think we're going to be alright. Last year certainly had some ups and downs for us. Car stuff, plumbing stuff, like house plumbing stuff, all the stuff that happens. Wondering where you're going to get the money from. I mean, poor Tanya I think hers this last year was a tree. Thank you, yeah, it's going to come along and we'll push that out. It's got like this white in it, but I kind of like it. It does, it gives it like that picture Jasper kind of look, but it's turquoise, so a little bit different. That we'll do the next 3 wheels after that. What's next? I know some of you weren't here earlier, but where is it? No, not that one. No, not that one. Let's do that one. My favorite Christmas present. Handmade aprons. Isn't that cool? So I'm really happy that I have the support I have. I do have opals. A few. I had a few opals to show you what not to buy, actually. Oopsie. Let me show you what not to buy. So, and this is just my opinion. There's a lot of opal out there. Ethiopian's good, Australian's good, Spencer's good. This stuff I bought extremely cheap, but you know, you got to be careful what you buy. So this is like wood opal. It's extremely light, and the likelihood of you cutting something out of this is not very good. Now what's neat about like this piece, it's got that gypsum on the top. So a lot of time in the, this is Australian, a lot of times in the mines, when they get to the opal, they usually have like a gypsum ceiling, which can be extremely dangerous because it's really flaky. And yeah, so there's potential in a couple of these little pieces. I bought them extremely cheap. Let's get a little closer. Really no color in there. So yeah, when you're buying, you got to be careful. And that's why I'm showing this. You know, it's wood opal, so wood can be pretty porous. You know, so if it's a pseudomorph or wood replacement, it's not easy to find a good bar and that's stable. Kind of neat to play with, but you know, So this is just layers and layers of clay. There's little bits of opal in here, but flaked off. And then a lot of times with wood opal, you have to keep it in water at all times so that it doesn't, this one might have something in it. I don't think so. You know what? I'm going to show you. No worries, I got some better opal. Here, look. So yeah, that's just, in my own opinion, this is some we did last week. This one had, where is it? This was a giant shell. It's got some color at the end there. Now shell opal can be really good, as long as it's not too thin. That one we could cut maybe. That one's coming along really nicely. So yeah, that other stuff, this is Australian too, Cuba Beatty. This one was pretty good too. Super pinfire in there. Look at that, isn't that fun? Hey that opal guy, welcome in and Happy New Year to you. And I guess there's a little bit of color in there too, look at that. A little bit of color. And these little pieces, we're gonna cut that one I just dropped into the pan, and maybe we'll try that one too. So, oops. So this is wood opal. It's mostly sand. Look at the neighbor's little boy's back after his holiday. Yeah. So, I mean, look at this piece. You can see how thin it is. So can you get something out of that? I don't know. It's a little different. So we're going to take off this sand right here just to see. Hey, look at it just disappear. It's kind of fun. Let's see if there's anything in there at all. Maybe it'll surprise me. I'll probably hear when I start hitting opal. So I'm not hitting it yet. And I just completely went off track as far as my plan for today. You big tease, right? These can all be big teasers from time to time. Thanks for the hearts. You're welcome. Yeah, if anybody has a material that they want to see me try and cut, just let me know. You don't have to necessarily put it in this chat, but stick it in any video. I go through hey Falco, sorry, Falco. Happy New Year to you. But yeah, you can put any question in any short video, live, whatever it happens to be, and I will see it. And I'm more than happy to try and source out any material that you guys would want to see. We get down to a little bit of opal right there. Now I'm seeing color. I thought there was rub. Well, this might turn into like doublet piece. Let's see if I can. Let's go over to this one. See if I can get in here. I'm going to use the edge a little bit. So I moved over here because it's a soft wheel, and it's not what I could do on a Dremel, because I could probably do a lot more on the Dremel. But I can get into some few nooks and crannies over on this wheel. This is actually a really good Dremel piece. I didn't know it had that color in it. I'm surprised. Very thin. Let's see, can you see anything? A little bit right there. I'm just trying to get rid of all the clay and sand, really. And I might have to take this to the saw. So you see how I got one little level there, one piece of level there, another one in the middle, and another one down here, and maybe even a fourth one in between. So I may soak this one for a while. And I may just take the pick to it. It's got some color in that one. See how it comes through here? I don't know. It said it was a wood fossil. It may be some other type of fossil. A little bit of color right there. I don't know what kind of fossil it would be. But I think I'm going to soak this one for a while and see if we can get anything out of that one. Where'd that other piece go? So this piece is a little bit better, or has a little bit better potential. Get my hands dry. It is not, I don't believe. So it's got a little bit of color in there. You can kind of see the bar that way. Bit of a natural crack there, a natural crack there, and some better color over here. So let's go around the outside. Take the skin off a little bit. I'm going to start on the middle wheel. Well, this is much harder opal than that last one. Minty and Tanya, thank you so much. You guys are my first YouTube dollars. I don't know if I'll ever see it, but it's really neat to have the opportunity, and thank you so much. If you don't know Minty, go over to Minty's channel. Subscribe. She's out in Arizona. And then you got Tanya, is my jewelry addiction, out in California. And she does everything jewelry, a few other decor and arts and craft pieces. She takes you out to the beach in California. She takes you to the antique shows and the flea markets out there. It's really neat to watch. And she has a wonderful sense of humor. She just seems to be extremely kind. So, okay. Where are we going to cut down to this? It's a little diagonal on that one. And I see some that way. Does it color? Do we lose color if we turn it the other way up? Thanks, North Star. And also go over to North Star. So North Star is an avid Great Dane enthusiast, and show person, but she also does some wonderful work as a lapidurist as well. She says some on this channel, like on YouTube, but then she also does it over on FB. And guys, you don't have to thumbs up me, but if you would thumbs up North Star, that would be great. Because that super chat is huge to me. I think I'm going to use anything I get to buying a new machine at some point. That might be a bit of a big goal for me, but... Hi, Tia, welcome in. It's hopefully going to become beautiful. We'll see. Just taking off that bottom or top face. This one turned out really good, though. Trying to see which side we're going to face this from. It's thick enough that I can come down from both sides to get a better idea. So I don't see anything jumping out at me yet. It may end up just being on this side. So let's get this underneath side going as well. No, I'm thanking you. You don't have to thank me. I'm here for fun, and I'm just happy I can share it with everybody. And I have some beautiful material to break out. I have probably 5 unboxings to do that I should have done last year, but I wanted to save them for this year. And I haven't even checked them to see if they're correct. And then I've got some older material. Yeah, see, it's starting to pop out too. Dr. Adams, welcome in. We appreciate that very much. I had a friend whose father was the head of the neurology department at Edinburgh University. I think it's Royal Edinburgh University. I think he's passed at this point. He actually was from Cameroon. Yes, she is, for sure. I have some nice pieces that we can look at. I've got a lot of stuff that probably doesn't have any potential that I still need to go through. Alright, I'm starting to see some color. I don't know if you can see it reflecting off the wheel at all. I see a little bit up there, which is coming from that little bar there. I just got to see which way. See, dang it. See, from this side, we do get a little bit of color, but then from this side, it looks like it's showing up better. So which way do we go? It's a long way down from here. Well, we got a nice little spot right there. So I think we're going to go over to, let's do this a little bit quicker. Yes, Hazel, it is. And we're about to, I don't know if it's got anything good in it. Let's see. I guess I got a little pasty there, but must be that instant gratification. Alright. Let me get this going here. Sorry, it's blurry. We're going to change that. So let's have a look at the lines that we can see. Ooh, is that a crack in the middle? Ooh, I think that may be a crack in the middle. Yep, we got a cracker. See it going all the way across? Wow, so that's going to crack there. It also looks like it may be cracked here. I wonder... Oh, there it goes. Think. Opal sandwich. It does. It crazes pretty easy. But I can see my bar better here. Let's back it out a tiny bit more. So that crazed out there, chipped all the way out on that one. Let me see on this side. So there should be one more crack somewhere here. Where is it? Right there. Let's see if we can do that one. Come on. There it goes. Chipperoonie. More rubies. I don't have any out here. But they will look like a stoplight. So if you want to find good corundum, which I forget what it is that makes the ruby red. I know it's chromium that makes the emerald green. And I forget what makes the sapphire blue, but they're all corundums. I wonder if I can do anything with that. Let's see. I know I'm going to lose my fingernail. So all of them usually form, and corundum does anyway, in a stoplight formation or a hexagon. I think it's a hexagon, not a pentagon. It's either got 5 or 6 sides, I forget which. Alright, let's see if I can make anything out of this one. And then we'll move on to something else. I got 6, 7 thumbs up. Let me see. I'm gonna push down hard on this. This is either gonna show us something or it'll crack again. And that's opal. So a lot of opal that you find in the States, unless you know it's just come over. It's actually got some good color in there. If it's been around for years, it's quite likely to have crazed, and that's just from drying out. You do need to wet your opals from time to time. An Australian opal is still about, I think it's about 10% water. So I can still get stuff out of this. See how it's starting to pop up on this corner too? So, not all is lost. And once you've done lapidary for a while, you get used to things deciding which way they want to go, not necessarily the way you've thought it out. For example, I could go right through that blue really quick. So yeah. Do I have enough to go down? I think I got enough to go down. A little bit more on the top there. There we go. And we'll reshape this at another time. But yeah, it happens. So that's one of the little pieces. I'll do the same with these other two. It looks like that's where it's going to stop. And now I have a 3-piece ring. But yeah, you can't go into lapidary and expect everything to go the way you think it's going to go. It just doesn't work that way. Mother Nature has formed things the way she wants, and we get to work around that. This is the other piece. A little bit of blues in there. Wow, I got 15 diamonds. What do diamonds do, people? I don't know what diamonds do. Thank you, though. Agate, welcome in. Yeah, opal can be fantastic and defeating. So, it's okay. A little spot of green in there. You see that? And that's not sunflower. So, that could have been a great opal. It's going to turn into 3 little bits of decent opal. Alright, what's next? Oop. I can show off. I don't know if you guys know Phil. So, Phil over at the Opal Mills. I love his channel. I love the work that he does. I love the videos that he shows. Thank you, Minty. This was some of the lambina that he had from, I don't know, it's maybe a year or 2 ago. Look at that. That's just jelly. But it's got color in it at different angles. Pretty neat stuff. You're welcome. And there's another piece of that one. So somewhere in there is probably some people would think that's color. That's not color. That is a fracture, and well, maybe not. But you get sun flash on cracks sometimes, or fissures, or inclusions. And it's really just the light bouncing off the fracture itself. But actually, that might be a little bit of color. So yeah, Phil over at the Opal Mills. He has his own mine with his buddy, I think Jason. And they go up to Andamuka. But this was stuff that he bought in a big parcel. Lambina stuff. Look at that. Wow, I didn't even remember having that. Look, whoa, what is that? Look at that up there. I have not looked at this good enough. But the other thing, so Phil takes you out on little rides to the outback, which is really neat. And then he is a really good silversmith. And the way he explains things is just, it's well pronounced for the thicker guys like me. And when I say thicker, I mean like thick as a brick kind of stuff. I'm pretty smart really, but you know what I mean. So this one looks like we need to take, do we do that now? Star Winter, welcome in. We got 2 stars in here. I don't know whether to do this now or not. I'm not prepared to do this now, really. I'm going to keep this out. Maybe we'll do it Sunday. Yeah, I know, but I gotta think about it. Like it's gotta bounce around my head because I've got several different ways I'm gonna have to attack this. And I don't know if I'm ready to do it. I guess what we could do. No, I'm gonna leave it. Sorry. We'll do it. We'll do it Sunday. But I really need to think about, this is one I had started. I don't know if that's got a little crack going across there or no. That's pretty nice. Wow. I just grabbed these out of the box today. I forgot how nice they are. It's got some really good flash in it. Look at the pin fire in that. Alright, I'm going to have to finish this one up. It's a little wavy. I don't think there's a cracks. I think that's just opal, like Kochi opal that's filled in. You can kind of see it going all the way through, like little clouds laid up. So that's pretty nice stuff right there. Let's see what happens here real quick. I am better on the machine than when I started doing these ones. So as much as I'd like to start that other chunk, I do take my time on stuff. And I do let things sit in my brain and bounce around. Like, I'm always going to have this little white area here. So North Star, I started with a Dremel too, and it does help you learn. So what dremeling does help you do is understand how the layers work, where they may go. You see how that line goes this way, you may want to orient it a little bit differently. And you can also do stuff that's concave, so where it goes in, especially with like boulder opals and wavy opals, opals that have a lot of different wavy bars in them. It's a lot easier to do it with a Dremel in the long run than necessarily doing a machine. A machine is actually a little restricting, to tell you the truth. It's a lot quicker, but it can be restricting because you can't. Here's a piece of jelly. What kind of jelly is this? Don't think there's anything in there, but so this is Lambina. So yeah, Phil bought a big parcel, sold off some of it. Obviously kept some of the better pieces for himself, but he shared quite a lot of it. And this material is really good practice stuff. Let's take off the skin on this whole thing. See if there's any color in there. I don't think there is, but just taking off that edge. Let's take off the bottom. It's almost got like an orangey color to it. Pretty soft. Sorry, can't see there. Yeah, I don't go too far, but I mean we kind of do that opal guy, but we use cerium oxide, so go to 3000 and then hit it with a cerium. So we take it up a little bit, I guess. But I am going to get a little sleeve that I can pop on and off on the right hand side of this machine, and that way I can go straight from a 3000 to an 8000, 14,000, and then into a 50,000. And I need that so that I can polish up pieces that have live edges to them, or even druzy in them, without filling them up with cerium or zam or some other type of polish. So yeah, no color in there, but pretty neat. that didn't take long. Let's clear it all up. It's a really funny color. See my finger back there? But yeah, no color in that one. Let's keep going. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. Let's have a look. I forget what's in here. There's another little similar piece. That one's got a little bit of color in it. Let's do that one. So I have completely sidetracked from where I was headed today. Now, let's do this little piece. It's got a little bit of color in it, but not much. Let's see if anything comes up. Same thing, we'll do it on this one. So the other thing Phil does is he teaches with diagrams how to make low domes, medium domes, and high domes. Pretty handy. So that's all the sides. Got that blue going on. I don't see any flashes of anything. Let's take down the top and bottom and see if there's anything left. It's really thin over here. Oh, there you go. Alright, so let's do that a little bit. Doing that really soft. This one's a little wavy, so North Star with this, like this one. So what Don or that Opal guy can do is he can come in with the Dremel in these concave areas, which I can't really do on this machine, and he can pull the color out. Me, I have to probably bring that down all the way flat on this one. I mix it up. I do some on the machine, and then when I get to a spot where I want to save some color, I'll switch over to my Dremel or my rotary tool. Oops. Nothing on this side. Welcome in, everybody. Happy New Year. Really appreciate you being here. Getting some things right here and fluffing up others, so welcome in. And so from this side it's not showing any color at all. So isn't that weird? So Opal's odd like that. Shows a little color on the sides, doesn't show much color in there, and then from this side it pops. Isn't that odd? So it all is structured on how the little spheres are lined up, or which direction they line up from, for how the light bounces off. Okay. Little bluey jelly opal, really. What else have we got in here? Get the rest of this, see if there's anything else. So there's a couple of really nice pieces in here. The rest is just, oh, there's jelly opal again. Anybody see color? I guess just a little bit of blue on that line right there. Not much. Like 2 lines and maybe the top. Yeah, let's take it off. Let's take this off just to see. I'm not expecting anything out of this. I'm going to use, so this is a little concave, and I can use the shape of the wheel to continue that same concave. Okay, now you can see, I got it. All right. I am understanding this stone a little. Bring that down. So the color we see are some lines that go straight through it. And those lines are where that blue line's up there. So what do you do with that? Do you come down? I mean, it's thick enough, I could. So I could almost come down just to that line to get a stone out. That way. And a little blue. Tiny little speck up here. So this piece is actually thick enough that maybe it's worth coming down from the top to there, cutting through here, and then having a stone that way. If that makes any sense. Nothing spectacular. And it's not showing on that first line. I think the second line will show. Yeah, see there? So I think, oh, it's even got a little green to it. So I have to take that line all the way across the stone. So I will end up cutting this on the little saw. See if we can get any color from the side on that line. See, and then it doesn't show anything. A little bit. Getting close. So that's the line right there. And it doesn't show very well from this side. You can kind of see the sparkling in there. And not very much, so I don't know what it'll show from the top. Gonna take it down? We could. Let's take it down. I don't have to wait on this one. Let's see if I can take it all the way down here. Nada. I can start angling it slightly. Still nada. Wow, it's not even going to show anything from the top. So really it's just from that edge. Funny stuff. Now I could come down a little bit more. I don't think it's going to show from this side though. Oh, little dot. See a tiny little dot? I need to angle it like that. Alright, so how do we get down? What I'm trying to get down to is that color right there. But I don't think it's going to show from the top. I'd like to be proved wrong. Right there. Yeah, it's not there. Opal is a funny beast. See how we still have that sparkle there? And zero. Nothing. Last one. And we'll move on to something else. That's as close as I can go without losing it on the side. Nothing. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Nothing. Alright. Just made that one disappear. Hey, Tama, yeah. 92 is pretty cool. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I think that's because you came in, Tama. Everybody's following. Thank you. Alright, let's have a look at this bottom one. And now you may see why we didn't do the big one right away. I definitely got to think about it. I don't like being on the front page. I don't want to be in the obituaries or the county mugshot one either. Let's just take off this little top, see if we can get anything to face. Let's do a quick test after that last one. Who knows? Same thing. It's only facing from the sides. This one still has a bit of a chance. I'm sure there's a lot of opal people going, no, you're taking it all away. There's nothing here. It's got a nice color to it, but I'm going to go close. We can go close. Hey, sure. Oh, I guess there's something there. There's a little something there. But you see how that fissure across there comes through here? Boink. There's a little line right there. Let me see if I can get a little closer. And I'm going to stop because if there is anything there, I need to take it through all the wheels. A little bit. Some funny stuff. Alright, that's enough of that stuff. That was Lambina. So, a couple of good ones. A lot of not so good ones. But, yeah, some fun stuff. What are we going to do on next? Let's have a look. Let's do that Kingman. We'll do the two pieces of Kingman. So I got two different, totally different pieces of Kingman right here. Yeah, thumbs up would be great. That's a little close, isn't it? Those are my first, you see that dollar sign at the top? I guess they monetized me, and those are my first YouTube dollars in history. Some odd looking stuff. Kingman, a lot of quartz, some pyrite, some hematite, and a little bit of color. A little bit more color up there. That's one piece, that's Kingman. And then this is Kingman also. Completely different, same area. This is stabilized. I didn't like the back, so I just chopped it off. Blue's starting to come through. I think we can get something really nice out of that. So let's try that. If you are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, if you hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell, it'll notify you when I go live. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays, somewhere around tea time or dinner time, so 4:30, between 4:30 and 5:30 on a Thursday. And then Sundays, I try to let everybody go to church or wake up and have coffee and brunch, whatever it is they do on a Sunday. And then I usually start a little after lunchtime around 1:30, and that's Eastern Standard Time too. Yes, Kingman, Arizona. So this is not the highest grade, and it is stabilized pretty heavily. So Kingman don't throw out very much. I mean, you know, they make some wonderful block as well of the smaller stuff. And I have some really nice high quality Kingman. This is just, these are from the lower end buckets. So this is the bucket that it had some color to it, so they threw it in there. And then put a heavy stabilization on it, because it was probably really chalky. So the stabilization not only makes it workable, but it also holds the color a little bit. So I'm starting to get into the color, and now you'll see when I take off this top. It's not quite up to that corner where I want it yet. And I want something that's semi-settable. I'm just going to reorient that just a little bit right here. Let's do it on this one. Just kind of reorient it a little bit so I can get it flat on the back and have the girdle the same all the way around. That would be a fantastic question. Hey Koresh, fantastic question for Minty. She lives there, and there's a few people in chat that visit Arizona. I know got Tucson coming up soon, which one day I will make it out to. I'd really like to go to Quartzsite actually. But yeah, Minty probably knows some good stores out there. Alright, let's take the skin off this top. Pretty much put it around, almost even all the way around. Got a little bit of a girdle going. And black's flat. Let's see what we can do here. I'm actually gonna just do a little 45 on it first. Because who knows, I may cut this stone into two. We'll see how it faces. Bit thin down this end. Really thin down that end. Just giving it a bit of a round on the edge. Really thin down that other end. And pretty nice and thick up this end, so I might end up recutting it. Alright, here we go. Sure is, James. Now this isn't too bad. I mean, you gotta make what you can, and that's part of what I do, kind of, is figuring out where that seam is. because this isn't a big chunk. It's a probably low to medium grade seam that they thought they should at least spend the money to stabilize it. Because, you know, it doesn't cost a lot to stabilize a stone, but it does cost something. Alright. I think we're almost there to have a little peek here. So thank you North Star, Minty, and Tanya for my first YouTube dollars. I think YouTube gets 10 of that and I get 2. But and then also the gems, I'm not even sure what the little crystals are. That's cool. Thank you. What a way to start the new year. Okay, here we go. Let's take a peek. Hey Emma, welcome in. Alright, well that doesn't look too bad, does it? A little bit of quartz down in here. It's actually turning out pretty nice. Wonder what that little black spot is. It's not part of the stabilization. Yeah, it's a lot. Yep. And that's kind of the fun of it, Tama. Taking something that a lot of people might think is an ugly rock or a throwaway rock and having a little belief in it that we can get something out of it that somebody might like. So let me get this just a little bit more. Hopefully I won't go through the blue. Yeah, it's a neat little quartzy pocket actually. I've almost got it where it's got no bugs in it. And then I got that little bit there that I may Dremel that. So just to get the blue out of that one. Well, let's move over to this other wheel right here. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. Doing really good. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks behind me. My neighborhood, they'll be doing fireworks for like a week or 2. But we got a little bit of space around here to do it too. Alright, so that's a little, I don't know. Being really careful and really soft. Trying to get that last little buggy area out. Buggy area. This has a really nice blue color to it actually. Almost through there. Tiny bit more to go there. And I think I'm doing pretty well on this for right now. And we'll do the rest on the other 3 wheels. So if you come on Sunday, I'm going to end up finishing these up. And then we'll go over to the van. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe we'll do it today. Wow. Mike, thank you so much. Wow. That's insane. Thank you, Mike. It certainly all helps. And my genie really appreciates it, because that's where I think any money that I earn is going to go to the machines and the maintenance and stuff like that. And then I'm going to have to sell stones to be able to afford new material to cut. And so that'll be on me. But you guys helping me out today, like, that's like halfway to some new leathers for the pump. And, you know, it all counts. Thank you so much. Wow. It's going to take me, this is going to take me a while to process, actually. This time last year, I was at 87 subscriptions, or subscribers, I should say, sorry. So if there's anybody new, or you plan on doing a channel, my advice is just do it. Do something that you enjoy. Be yourself. I see a lot of, not so much in our community, but I see channels that, you know, people aren't themselves. And then they have to get up every day and pretend to be somebody who they aren't. And that just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So, Mike, thanks so much. Minty, North Star, Tanya, you guys rock. For a good one, yes, like North Star says, I have some really nice opals. I don't have them out here. My really nice opals are locked up at the bank. But I have some really nice. I have a lot of opals that you guys haven't seen yet. So what do we do? Do we need another piece? I think we do one more piece, and then we move over and we'll try and finish them out. I wasn't going to finish them out, but everybody's here. Georgia or Ole Miss? Let me see. I'm going to say Georgia, although I prefer Ole Miss. How about that? There you go, Mike. So I guessed right. I better not show the stuff on my phone to you guys. And if you watched Jeff's friend Claude, I think they're going to have another sale, maybe January or February, with the opal rough and stuff. And he figured out which team I support. And then he said he's going to have to double or triple the prices that he was charging me. So he's from Tennessee. All right, this one's got a little funky color to it. This one's a funky stone, but I like funky. It's got quartz, pyrite, little streams of turquoise in it. It's got some hematite in it. Wow, Mike, thank you so much. And I probably should have put gloves on it, and probably maybe even let you see. Hey, Savannah, welcome in. I appreciate that, Star Winter. I had somebody else say that. He was actually an English bloke that pushed me out a little bit last week on his channel. And I will mention him. And yeah, he said I had a nice demeanor. What kind of compliment is that? That's a compliment and a half right there, to say I have a nice demeanor. Alright, so we got lumps of quartz, splashes of turquoise, and then I'm hoping, so Look at the bottom. You see the little, I don't know if that's pyrite or not. I might have to test this one. But yeah, pyrite right there. I can't imagine it could be copper, it could be gold. Very, very unlikely to be gold. I mean, like extremely unlikely to be gold. But it's not unheard of. So more than likely it's pyrite, which is fool's gold, and some hematite. But if you didn't know, so turquoise is a phosphate, and what makes it blue is the copper content in it. So a lot of copper mines have turquoise around them. Unfortunately, I don't know if they save it all. So you can definitely get copper in it, and I have heard that people also, because at copper mines you can find silver and gold as well, so it's possible. Got a decent shape on it, and now I'm going to start bringing down the edge here a little bit, and let's see what kind of face we're going to have. Yeah, that is the middle of the stone, so I'm hoping that as I come down, we're going to hit some of this stuff from the top. That's the plan. Like, it's starting to show right here. See the little bit of pyrite in there. So let's bring it down a little. This is stabilized. I think I can hit it pretty hard. I mean, when I say hit it pretty hard, I can press pretty hard. Now I'm going to hit this quartz. With the quartz, I got be a little careful of, if I am hitting it hard, as far as pressing hard, I don't make a piece pop out of the stone, which you can do. I'm going to bring it down enough that we see a good difference. Hey Risha, welcome in. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Alright, let's see what kind of bones we got on this one. Whew, okay. Need a little bit more. Really neat little stone. Alright, what do you think of that? That has got everything in it. Thank you, Nostra. I'm going to take a little picture of that one. But look at that. That is neat. Let's get pretty close on that one. Sorry for the big bubbly eye and the giant geyser down here, but bingo. There you go. So up here, like a regular matrix, we got the dark area, which is hematite, but look at all the little gold speckles. I don't think it's gold, it's fool's gold. but I don't know if I've seen it speckled quite that much before. So that's pretty neat. And then with the little swipes of turquoise. So that is pretty much how turquoise forms, how we're looking at it here, just on a much more massive scale. Then you end up with these seams that are big enough to cut. You end up with some of this chocolatey matrix, and occasionally you end up with some hematite and pyrite in there as well. So if you just take this little stone and blow it up to the side of the hill, you get a big seam like that. Neat stuff. Let's just polish it a little bit more over here. Good. Yeah. I hope nobody makes anybody travel sick. That is not the intention. I thought it was going to be freezing out here today. It's not too bad. Just the girdle all the way around. That's a really neat. And this is the cheap Kingman right here. So I kind of like it actually. How are we doing on time? Pretty good. I gotta remember, I gotta go eat. I gotta eat. Been in here, what, an hour and 50 minutes? I haven't even taken a sip of a drink or anything. Been chatting away. Which is good. That means you guys are distracting me enough, and I'm having a good enough time here that I'm forgetting to eat and drink. Or that it's gone completely dark outside. It was light when we came in. Alright. I'm just going to do the back real quick. I'm going to take this little edge off this corner down here so it doesn't chip out. I think what we'll do, why don't we finish up these three pieces? I think we're going to finish up these three pieces. Why not? 28? Oh. Well, you're not that far. Yeah, it was pretty cold. Let's see. Hold on. So far, so good. Try not to lose you here as I change stand. Get you locked in. There you go. And we're on the other side of the machine. How's that? Let's go above it, I think, a little bit. Hope I'm not messing with anybody here. Come on. Let me get it where we can see and I can still work. I think right about there will be good. Not bad. Just a little bit of light. And then we're going to do these three. We'll finish them up, and we'll finish them up completely. I'll let one of my my favorite stocking stuffers. Yeah, look. I don't know if the rest of the family appreciated it. I thought it was pretty funny. Funny, tricky toy. No, it's a chicken on a key ring. Hi, Husky. Proven, pronounced lost. Yes, that would be most of my turquoise. The funny thing about this, ready? Boop. Ready? Boop. It's got an egg inside. Sorry. I hope I didn't horrify anybody. Alright, back to work. Enough playing around in the clothespin. Let's get some more water. Yeah, I should do that for a giveaway. I sent a bunch of them. I think I did. I don't mean not promise that. I think I sent a bunch to Freckle Cat school kids to take home to their parents. Going around the girdle one last time. I got a little bit of crack, not crack, it's a little bit of a crevice right there. I need to readjust this one last time. I apologize. Let me do that. There we go. That's better. Much better. There we go. Make sure I got my light on. Light's on. That's good. Alright. So I just had to readjust a little bit. Aha! Freckle Cat. She saw me messing around. I was showing stocking stuffers. Boop! Still got that little crevice right there, but I'm going to take that out right here. Pretty good. It's a little thin down this end. And that means I have to take the girdle down everywhere else. Now I can feel my fingers get. Hour and 54 minutes. Restarts. This is a different piece than the last piece, yes. So I've got 3 pieces that we're going to finish. These 3. So I did take it out of water, you're quite correct. But from the same mine, actually. I was going to finish there, but we're going to take these all the way to the Zam machine. And then on Sunday we'll start with some new pieces and some new material. Don't worry, that's fireworks in the background. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the edge of the machine right here. And because I want to get the top of this little crevice right there out, or at least smoothed off, so that when I go do the Zam, it doesn't get caught up in there. Maybe that's a bad mistake. There you go. Yeah, it's coming out. Just different angle. Alright, that's pretty good. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to take it all the way through to the matrix on the back. That's good. And Thanks, Illusion. Yeah, hi, Rushmore. I hadn't seen you in the chat before, so welcome in. Really appreciate you being here. And if I get the gist of your name, thank you. This just needs going over a little, making sure that I hit all the spots that I've hit previously. Turquoise is a lot more forgiving than opal or an agate, anything really. Turquoise is a very forgiving material. Because even though you may have a scratch in the top, it actually a lot of times will polish out with the final polish. So even if it's concave, it'll polish. Whereas a lot of other materials that have scratches, jades, petrified woods, agates, jaspers, you have a scratch in it, it is noticeable and it won't just polish out. No, Felicia, not gold, not yet. I guess I could turn it into gold. Hey Jacob, welcome in. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't get much gold for it, but you know, it's a $30 to $50 cab, maybe 50 to 60. So that would get me like half a gram of gold. Actually, not even that now. A third of a gram of gold. It's like a little nugget or a picker out of your pan. Excuse me. All right, this one is not playing very well today. Now the little one we have, I believe it's pyrite, so it's fool's gold in it. This is a 3000 wheel, so after this wheel we'll go to the Zam machine. And I got 2 more of these to do and we'll hit the Zam and polish up. Taking the edges down so they're not too sharp. Take a look at this one. So I still have a few little holes in it, but I'm going to leave them. Going to make them look natural. I don't want to dig at that too much. Wow, welcome in everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for all those gems at the top. Diamonds or gold or whatever that is. What are they, diamonds at the top there? Thank you so much. And then I've had 4 super chats, my first 4 super chats ever from Miss Tanya over at My Jewelry Addiction. You can do it, Mike. Wow. Minty, of course. Minty Cactus. She's out in Arizona. Please go check out her channel. Tanya is My Jewelry Addiction out in California. And then North Star is also here today. She threw in a few dollars, which is fantastic. Wonderful. And she, I think, is down in Florida. So, thank you all so much. Oh, okay. What can I do with Minty? What can I do with the jewels? What is? I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, that's good because I like to give to other people. That's really, really nice. 2 more to go. Let's get to this other one. This is the Australian. It's not the Australian, but it's just Australian turquoise, which I don't believe they're mining too much of it right now. That's cool. Good to know. Yeah, I'm still working all that out. I just YouTube monetized for me, and I didn't let anybody know until the new year because I didn't want to end up having to pay taxes on $3 at the end of the year. So, very kind of you all. I'm amazed at this community, actually. The lapidarists, the hobbyists, the crafters, the jewelers, the resellers. They're all so kind. It blows me away. I think it's making me nicer. I was alright to begin with, but it's making me nicer. And it's feeling for any facets. One way's with your finger. Some people use their mouth. Don't use your mouth on gemstones. Don't put rocks in your mouth. Really I got a flower. Ooh, thank you. Some hearts. This is fantastic. This freckle cat sent a flower. Yep. And they're getting really expensive these days, so. But you know, if you're out rock hounding and your bag's full and your pockets are full, and you got to get it home with you, what do you do? Thank you all for being here. You guys blow me away. You're all fantastic. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I hope it's productive for you. I hope nobody puts any walls up for you. And if they do, come see me. We'll take care of it. I would too. I mean, if you got hoodie, you got your pockets in front of your hoodie. If you get really desperate, you take your hoodie off, tie up your sleeves on your on the hoodie, and use it like a backpack. Yeah, we got to go on a road trip for sure. So let me change what I said earlier. Any monies I receive will go to maintenance and machines, and then maybe, really I got to sell the rocks to do a road trip with, actually. So yeah, all gifts will go to donations to any giveaways that I decide to do, and maintenance on the machine, maybe by the end of the year, a new machine. And then in the meantime, I have to get off my stall, sell some of these rocks, and replace them with new material so I can come back and show you some new stuff. I am prepared for the first 6 months or so of this year. I have plenty of material to go through. I'm very excited to show you some of the stuff that I have, and it's going to be really good fun to go through it, cut it, and I've got my 12 Riker display cases, one for each month. Hopefully I'll need more, but if I can fill up really fill up a 14 by 8 Riker case, which if you don't know, it's a glass display case that you may see at a lot of the gem and mineral shows. So my goal is to fill up like one of those every month, and then I need to have a big sale either on YouTube, through my eBay, and also locally. This is starting to come out really nice. I love this. This almost looks like almost Jupiter-like. Got those huge swirls in there. It's really pretty. I have too many comments for that this winter. But you do what you got to do, and you use the things around you to help the people around you, and you never know when something's going to happen, and you do what you can with what you got. I try not to dwell on the things I don't have. That's one of the things I do. I do well. I don't dwell on the stuff that I don't have. Yeah, very scenic. And it's like not outer space, but planetary. Planetary, or maybe aquatic. Maybe aquatic. Right. This one's going to polish up fantastic. I already know. This one has no crevices or bugs or anything in the surface. It's going to come out really nice, and I think I'm done with that one. Just got the little one to go, and then we'll go over, we'll hit the Zam machine. Get a quick picture of this. Well, we'll wait till we do the Zam. So I just got to be careful that I don't knock out a piece of this quartz. Let's do the back first. So I'm not going to press too hard anymore. Thank you all for being here and joining me today, especially on the first day of the year. I hope all your hangovers are gone. Or maybe you just didn't stop since last night. Doing that bottom edge to help me sort of stop it from chipping out, hopefully. Let's get the girdle. I like to go just below the center of the wheel. So if you're going to do a girdle, which is the angle that you have on the edge of the stone, you're going to do a girdle and use the angle on the wheel itself. If you go above the center of the wheel, you have to do it upside down and have the bottom of your cab on top, and that will naturally give it that angle. I personally prefer to go underneath the edge. Wow, welcome in everybody. Thank you for being here. Hair or something, you're right. So I like to go under the center with the top up top and then rolling it that way. And then I get the angle for the girdle going that way. You can also use over the genie. I'm not going to do it here because I'm not well practiced in it. But a Genie actually has the cab rest, and I believe, where are we? So I can put it, now let's see, no, let's see, there you go, like that. I can do that, and I can put my cab on here and just roll it around like that, and that gives it that natural angle too. But the little add-on to the Genies. I'm not endorsing a Genie, but I love my Genie. In fact, I want to thank my Genie today for all the help, because we did a lot of maintenance this last week on the pump. I don't know if any of you remember the clicking noise that we had in the last couple of lives, and then it actually stopped pumping the air a couple of times in the last live too. So I did some maintenance on her, and so far so good. And I also videoed that maintenance, so I'm going to be putting that up for anybody that has Diamond Pacific equipment. And hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody in the future. Alright. Look at that. That is neat. Neat. So even in this sort of browner matrix in the middle, it's got pyrite in there too. That blue is darkening up right there. Got all the pyrite up in here. We'll take a close look in a second at this one. That's pretty neat. Alright, over on here. If you're new to the channel's RocksAlot. I go live on Sundays and Thursdays. I may go live at another time during the week, but I do try to make it consistent on Thursdays and Sundays. Sundays around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then also again on Thursday around 5:30, like today. And I try to throw out some few shorts. I might be adding in some new content this year. Maybe some of the natural places around here, maybe some of my antiquing and estate sales that I did. We'll see. I enjoy what we're doing already, so if you hit that subscribe button and the little bell, you will get notified of when I go live within a couple of minutes of me going live, and I'd love to have you here again. And then after this, we're going to take a quick tiny walk in the dark. Hopefully I'm not going to fall over. And we'll go into the Zam machine, finish polishing these up. Right now I'm on the 1200. I just got the 3000 to go. Look at that. That is pretty. One more. Just a little bit. Alright. This doesn't really take much off. It just finishes up a really nice surface so it can get a good polish. I'm going pretty slow around. It won't facet it or anything. I mean, it will facet it if I leave it in one spot for a long time. But it's taking very little off. Get the back. Just go around the dome a little bit. So even though we did more cabs, we're only going to finish off 3 of them today. We'll finish off some Opal maybe on Sunday. And I also had Agate out today, and I had some Jasper out today, but we've had too much fun doing these little pieces of turquoise. So I really appreciate the super chats. That's just so unexpected. And it's very, very, very much appreciated. And I hope it all comes back to you tenfold during the new year. I am pretty sure it will. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's move over to the Zam machine. We are going to turn off the genie. Whoa. That's just me undoing that. That's okay. Just need to tighten that up a little bit. We are going to head over to the Zam machine. I got my stones in my hand. Let's dry up a little bit, and I'm going to pull you out. Hopefully I won't lose you. Alright, hang on there. We're going for a tiny little walk. I mean, it's literally not that far. 1, 2, 3. We're over here. Let's get you locked in. Locking you in. Thank you, Mike. You too. And I truly, truly appreciate that super chat. You have no idea. And it's not the monetary part of it. It's the appreciation part of it. And it's such a compliment. So thank you. I wish I had some fireworks to set off. I should have had that planned. Haven't broken out the tin yet. I do have tin, and I just found it today when I brought out that opal. On phosphates, I use ZAM. The chromium and aluminum oxide, so it's ZAM. It is a wax compound, but I don't know if the chromium reacts with the copper in the turquoise, or if it's just the phosphate on the phosphate. But they do really well. Enjoy dinner. I'm going to get called for dinner any second, I'm sure. So let's turn this on. I'm going to charge it up a little bit. It had been suggested to me that I could speed up my wheels. So I did actually buy another grinding wheel, which I just have to put together. And that is one that goes from 2000 RPM to 3400. This one is set at 1750. It does me really well. So the other one's just an experiment. So let's give this a little bit of a charge, not too much. This is my favorite part of the day, kind of. I get that final polish on there, and I get to see whether my work, if I've been slacking or not. So there you go, a little bit of that. Let's start with the Australian piece. So let's see if we can do a before and after kind of thing. So it's still a little blurry on there. It's got some shine. You can see the flash pretty well. So let's give this. I like to start on the back for my process, and I do that because I like to check to make sure it's not having a chemical reaction. Sometimes with certain stones, the ZAM will have a reaction. So that's the back, which I didn't do too much of, and you can already see that polishing up well. And then I like to go to the edges all the way around. This is a nice thick piece of Australian turquoise. Beautiful teal blue. We've got that greeny blue going on, like a true turquoise should. And we're going to go on the front. Let's see how we did. Oh. Gotta make sure I hold on because it's a little chilly out here. I don't know if just going to dinner is a Call of Duty. I would say that's fortunate. My Call of Duty today was doing the dishes, vacuuming the house, and taking care of the animals for the weekend. And then we'll eat later on. Alright. Let's see if we got rid of some of that blur. That came out really nice. So yeah, that's a really nice stone. All three of these stones are really different. This one I love. It's got like that ring on Jupiter, or the surface, the atmosphere of Jupiter. Really neat. Love that one. Okay. Let's see on the next one. I think we'll go with the blue. This is the Kingman. I will polish the back, even though there's not much to it. Let's see if it even polishes this dirty matrix down here, which does not have any shine to it yet. So same thing. I try to remember with all my stones, do the back first. Occasionally I'll do something with this and that wax will get caught up in some little pits, or maybe it's a little too sandstony and it'll pick up the wax. It blurs it out, but it's pretty easy to fix. You just go back to the 3000 and redo it. So let's see what happened. So even that matrix that was there, you can see a little saw mark. It never got out of there. But even that matrix shined up from where it was. So this is the Kingman, one of the Kingmans. It's going around the edge. And I like to put these up in shorts during the week, just so people that miss the live can do a quick pop in and see what happened over the weekend or late in the week. But I do love that you guys come to see me live too, because it just means a lot to me. So I'm going to do this a few different angles to get an even polish. Get the whole surface polished. This one's getting slippery. And I think I went into that little crevice enough that this Zam will actually polish it up too. And here we go. Wow, nice. Shoot. Almost lost you. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's really nice too. Great polish. So I'm wondering if I take this on to the new grinding wheel that I'm going to put some new buffers on, whether I can polish this up a little bit harder. And this is so slippery. I'm told it may just give it a much more of a glossy finish. That's to be seen. Very happy with that too. And we're down to the last one. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming in. If you are new to the channel, we're just finishing up today, but so this is the other Kingman. Gonna do the back first. But yeah, usually on a Thursday I come live about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then Sunday around 1:30, 2 o'clock after lunch, also Eastern Standard Time. And I hit everything from turquoise to opal to petrified woods, jaspers. I got some nice palm wood that I want to do next week. And we try to mix it up a little bit. I mean, my two favorites are opal and turquoise. And then probably pick the jasper. But we got all kinds of material coming up in the next couple of months, and I would love for you to join. And let's have a look at this one. This one's got the gold in it. Not really gold. It's got pyrite in it. I'm told you can get pieces with real gold in it, but it has to be extremely, extremely rare. This is really nice. Alright, you ready for this one? Let's have a look. Gotta hold on tight. Oops, did it again. Look at that. Let's get close in. So you got the matrix in there, which is a little quartzy. But then in here, at the top, we got that little speckles of pyrite in there. I don't know if you can see that. Look at the little speckles of pyrite and hematite. And then streaks of turquoise through it. This is really neat. This kind of shows everything that you can find in turquoise when you're out on the side of the mountain. And you end up with those seams that they dig out, and that's really nice. All right. Well, 1, 2, 3 finished. We got some more to finish on Sunday. Please come back on Sunday. We'll be doing some more material. Maybe we'll hit the opal a bit more. I did have some agates I wanted to do. And thank you so much for being in today. Thank you for the gems that you guys sent. I'm going to be giving those out to everybody. And then thank you, Mike, Tanya, Minty, and North Star. You, my first 4 to give me a super chat, and which is so much appreciated. I take it as a compliment, not necessarily the monetary. And I love you guys. So thank you so much for doing that. Come back and see me in the next one. So much to show this year. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, happy new year. And I hope it's as prosperous as I'm hoping everybody else's is going to be. So I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of each other. And most of all, take care of yourselves. Thank you, guys. I'm just lurking. No, I'm just finding new ways right here to see all the comments, see who commented. So I'm taking quick pictures of everybody because I want to be able to thank them later. So all the top fans list of what I'm looking at. Who's that? We got Felicia, somebody, MJ Jackson, Cher, Dusty, Jose, hello, Ruby, Morrow, Elva. Wow. I can't believe this. Batty. Rix. Or Riksha. Anyway, thank you all much. Love you guys. Take care now. Cheers.